So let me start off by saying something that we all collectively know and understand. All right? Chores suck. Agreed? We don't like them. If we can figure out a way to get out of them, pay someone else to do it, whatever, we'll do it. Part of the reason that you have children is to have them do it instead. Not really. Sort of. Maybe. But they suck. And if I can be totally honest with you, we've all experienced the event. Because I grew up no dishwasher. Didn't have one, never in my life. So you wash them by hand in the sink. And so you've got your hands in the water, you've done, like, you've finished, right? Pull the plug. Fill in the blank. What happens? Guy comes up. Oh, you forgot this. And I had two siblings, one older, one younger, and it never failed. Go into their rooms, it's just like a dragon's horde of the entire neighborhood's cups, glasses, why is that pot under there, all of that. They were both like that. Me, I was not like that. Believe me. So, here's the thing. What I'm getting at, it sucks. Laundry never goes away. There's always more dirt on the floor. It doesn't matter how many times you empty the trash, there's more trash to be emptied. It's just, this is the truth, right? It's frustrating. It's disillusioning. If you have any kind of like depression or anxiety, it will floor you. Why? Well, I think on the one hand, the reason for this is like life just accumulates dirt. Duh. Like we understand intuitively why this is. But I think additionally this is trying to impress on us something that's really important. And that's that there's no days off. You can have your weekend where you don't go into work, but guess what? That grass, it's been growing all week. And now you gotta cut it. And that garage needs to be reorganized so that you can, like, we don't, like, this is the thing. It just happens. Like, you keep getting stuff all throughout the year, and then you realize that you're way over extended, and now you gotta have a yard sale, right? Like, this is life. This is what it's like living. And yet, we neglect to realize that as much as that's a tangible fact about our reality, day-to-day living, we neglect to recognize this is spiritually true as well, that there's no days off. And I'll take a day off from like reading specifically my Bible and then spend that time doing other things, but there's no days off spiritually. And if you, like, let's say, imagine if the American soldiers just decided, you know what, we're not going to police the Korean DMZ today. We're just not going to do that. Or imagine the Secret Service just like, you know what, federal holiday, we're just not going to guard the White House today. We're just not going in. We're not going to do it. Fired, right? We understand that certain things, you just got to guard them. You've got to protect them in a more strict way because it's important, right? The glass never comes off of the crown jewels in Britain. The alarm is always set over the Mona Lisa in the Louvre. Like, this is just true. When it's precious, there are no days off. The same thing is true. And what's weird is we even understand this in a limited way with the stuff that we pursue entertainment-wise. See, I don't know if there's really any room to debate anymore that Tom Brady is the GOAT. And I'm not a fan. Don't even start me with that. Like, I am not a fan. But 7 out of 10 Super Bowls is a tough stat to argue with. And part of it is the TB12, right? The fact that he's got a system of how to care for his body and his mind that's kept him healthy, in contrast to some guys like Ben Roethlisberger that he looks like a fan at this point. Just beer gut and whatever, like, that's where he's at. And Russell Wilson, $1 million spent on keeping his body healthy so that he can play the game. Larry Fitzgerald, close to 40, and yet number 2 guy at Arizona as a wide receiver because he takes care of himself in the offseason. He's outlasted numerous high-level competitors of his in the same position because he's been more careful, more disciplined, more ready to make sacrifices, to show up earlier, to sweat more, to get more pain and soreness, to work out later, to practice harder, to study deeper in order to keep at that edge, and he's kept it. Respect on that, right? Same thing needs to be our approach when it comes to spiritual things, whether that's reading the words, prayer, and meeting together with other believers, and spending time in worship. We have to be just as vigorous as they are. But oftentimes we don't. And even though we are able to list out the top 100 of our favorite Pokemon, and we're willing to grind through the grass and massacre tons of small cartoon organisms in order to strengthen them to get them to max level, still, that Gyarados doesn't help us recognize that we need to do the same spiritually. And often it'll even get in the way. Like, you're grinding away on your social media to try and get your followers and likes count up while neglecting, which is a call out for me just as much as anybody, to try and get while neglecting engagement with Scripture, engagement with people that care about us. We've got to flip those things around. That's all I'm saying. We've got to get into the mindset of like, yeah, it sucks, but we got to keep doing it.